So we're rolling, 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 rolling. I have a dear friend who is coming up. I want to say that I have the privilege to host some folks who I love, and they are leaders. So y'all help us with this 8, 9. Look, what did Nina say today? 6, 7, 8, 9. So where we can go. So I'm going to say that Pastor Darlene Thorne is a multifaceted, devoted wife, mother, author, speaker, coach, and mentor. Darlene and her husband, Pastor Kevin, they lead Renewal Community Church. She is the CEO of Heart After the Father. So, Darlene, have at it.
Thank you so much, Auntie Roz. Oh, hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here and grateful to share with you the heart behind my very first children's book. And that's the book that we're talking about this evening, Grandma's Little Helper. Isn't that beautiful? Over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you why this story means so much to me, and it'll give you a little sneak peek as I share some of the reasons why I believe every family needs this book on their shelf. See, when I was a little girl, my grandmother, her name was Blanche Baldwin, she was my world. She taught me that the simplest acts of kindness, a warm bowl of soup, a shared story on a porch swing, or even a gentle squeeze of the hand are the very threads that bind us together. I used to stand on a stool beside her in the kitchen, nervously chopping carrots for her famous vegetable soup. And even then, I felt her quiet encouragement. Darlene, your little hands can do big things. My grandmother's love shaped my faith, my calling, and ultimately inspired this book. Grandma's Little Helper is dedicated to her. It's dedicated to her memory and to every child who longs to make a difference, no matter how small their age or their hands. I noticed that children often wanted to help their elders, but they didn't know where to start. And this story gives them simple, joyful helper ideas that they can try at home. You see, our busy lives can push aside the very people who have shaped us. And this book is also an invitation to pause together in the kitchen, in the living room, or in the garden and make some new memories. And through this little girl's adventures, young readers discover that even those small acts of service grow their hearts in compassion and self worth. Let me share our youngster's first helper mission. She becomes Grandma's sous chef, stirring the soup and measuring spices. And then she folds blankets into a fort for their cozy story time. And when Grandma feels nervous at the doctor's office, our little girl offers her hand. That quiet bravery in action. And of course, every good day ends with an ice cream celebration. And at the back of the book, you find a tried and true sugar cookie recipe. It's Grandma's very own. And I also include a special message for those young helpers. And it gives them some ideas of what they can do to turn their reading into doing. And this little girl's small acts of kindness, they show children that they can care for others and they can care for themselves in so many meaningful ways. It strengthens their family bonds because reading together, then they're cooking together or crafting together. It turns story time into memory making time. The recipes and the conversation starters and reflection that promotes and it prompts transforming pages into real world kindness. See, Grandma's Little Helper is more than just a bedtime story. I'll call it a movement. It's a movement of young helpers, of families pressing pause to love and to serve. I wrote this book to honor my grandmother's legacy and to speak the same joy of giving into your home. So I hope that you will grab your copy and that you'll share it with your child, share it with your friends, and watch those little hands and hearts grow. Oh, the difference you'll make with small hands and a big heart. I remember growing up and running up the street to get to grandma's house and just sharing with her the love that I have, and she shared with me the love that she has. But I started doing all of this, because back in 2019, it was November 15th, 2019. It was a day that changed my life forever. My husband was in the house and I was going to get my hair done. And I remember clearly I was running around trying to find him, and I found him, and he was in the bathroom, almost unresponsive. And I realized that there was something out of whack. And by the time I called the paramedics and they all showed up, come to find out that my husband had suffered a stroke. And for 6 months, he was in the hospital. And when he came home, that was a life-changing experience because I became his primary caregiver. And what I learned from being his wife before the stroke and after is that I got two husbands for the price of one, and I didn't have to get a divorce to get it. Because I learned something new about my spouse. He is an amazing man, and we walk and do life together in ways that I could have never imagined. And that's what inspired me to write this book, because I found that there were so many young people that came around us that wanted to help my husband and myself. And I encourage you all today that your children, that as you see them, encourage them to help somebody else, because their little hands can do really big things. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, Darlene, I thank you for that. Amy, bring me side by side. This has been awesome. Darlene, I appreciate what you have shared, and I know the journey. And that's what makes it more relational currency and collaborative intelligence. So make sure, if you will please add your information in the Zoom chat, and also go
Absolutely.
over to the YouTube and add your information. I thank you for Grandma's little
Absolutely.
hands.
And just check that QR code.
And check that QR code. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.